Thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn. Goodbye.
Quickie! So last night I saw Murder on the Orient Express, and it was absolutely lovely. The thing is, the movie has this general old movie charm. It's told in a very old-fashioned way. With that I mean, the way the story is presented is much different than the stuff that you get today in the movies, for example. They really dig into all the characters that are on this train. Everybody in the cast does an amazing job. Like, already you have names here, it's an absolute all-star cast. Johnny Depp is brilliant, Michelle Pfeiffer is amazing, Judi Dench is great, Willem Dafoe also really knocks it out of the park. I'm just not that big of a fan of Penelope Cruz, but I think that's just a taste thing. I never really was like, she's so overhyped and not really my jam, you know. But the one who really makes this movie happen is Kenneth Branagh. He has directed this, he's also starring in the lead role as Mr. Poirot, the detective of this case. Kenneth Branagh really shines in this film. He carries the story, he delivers the dialogue, he really makes this movie happen. And this is generally a good old whodunit mystery. Really a classical Agatha Christie story. I also have to say that I am aware that there was a version of this film already in the 70s, but the thing is, I never watched that. And I'm not familiar with the Agatha Christie story either, so can't really compare this to anything, but if you like sweet little murder mysteries, this is totally awesome. And standing on its own, I really enjoyed this and would really recommend it to pretty much everyone. Whatever genre you like, this is just great entertainment. And wonderful dialogue, I also have to say. Really well written. Kenneth Branagh has also done very good things in the past. I'm quite familiar with his Shakespeare stuff, like Macbeth and Hamlet. He did a good job on those, and I was a big fan of the very underrated film Dead Again that was released sometime in the early 90s. I should revisit that sometime. Murder on the Orient Express is really the perfect movie for this lazy Sunday afternoon when you wake up totally hungover and really have nothing to do and just wanna spend the whole day lying in bed doing nothing. Like in this mood Tommy Wiseau was.
I eat oranges in bed now. Feels so good. You should try it sometime with your French girl.
I also really enjoyed the big reveal at the end of the movie because you really don't expect this movie to play out that way, and it has this totally bittersweet touch that you have to keep thinking about through the hours after you've seen the film. You keep thinking, how did this happen? How was this planned? Okay, I can't really say more because then I'm going to get into spoiler territory. The only thing is, since this is such an old school, old-fashioned movie, if you're really not in one of those
I eat oranges in bed
moods, then this is probably going to feel pretty lengthy. Because old-fashioned storyline might be fascinating and nice, but in the wrong setting it could get a little boring. What else is a small thing I have to criticize is that you have so many characters in this film, and you also have such a great cast. And since you're doing this huge character expose on everyone, it sometimes feels a little crammed in. You would like to know a bit more about the characters, and the movie allows you to know about the characters, but you can't ask a film that's already 2 hours long to be 3 or 4 hours because that would just be exhausting as fuck. I would have also loved to know a bit more about Poirot's long-lost love in this movie, which just always keeps getting mentioned but never really focused on. Because I'd really love to know what happened there and why this is such a tragedy. But you know, that's the thing with this movie. The only problem. There's only so much you can fit into 2 hours. And after 2 hours of this old-fashioned story, like I said before, you get into the huge territory of boredom. I also keep wondering, and this is a mystery I'm still trying to figure out, where this movie was made, because at some parts it looks like it was made in Switzerland, and sometimes it looks like the whole entire outside setting of the train is just like this huge CGI crafted world. So if anybody knows where this movie was shot, I would gladly appreciate you telling me about this in the comments. But all in all, check it out. This is beautiful. If you're a fan of old-fashioned shit, this is gonna be so your jam.